Hey guys, and thank you for checking out my video. Channel name is Lightning Peak, and this is actually the first professional video I've posted. I've had the channel name in mind and an intro video done for a while, just haven't really figured out what I wanted to do with it. But I recently was working with somebody on a ransomware issue and realized after looking at the file that I was able to decrypt the file from the Lockbit 2.0 version using a version of the empty file, and I'm going to walk you through how to do that here. If you're not sure what ransomware is, it's a virus that encrypts files on your hard drive, and along with that, you can either get a message on your desktop background or a text file accompanying the encrypted file saying that the files were encrypted, and they ask you to go to this Tor website and send some Bitcoin, and they will send you a decryption key. But nobody wants to deal with that because nobody wants to just send Bitcoin to somebody. And also, what's the guarantee that you're going to actually get those decryption keys back once you've sent the money? So anyway, like I said, this is pertaining to Lockbit 2.0. I haven't looked at any files encrypted with Lockbit 3.0. However, if you want me to take a look at some, if you've been a victim of 3.0, I'd be more than happy to take a look at it. So what we're going to do here is basically the concept is we're going to take the encrypted file and we're going to use some information in an empty version of the file, the corresponding file format. So what I did basically is took a file that was encrypted by Lockbit, and the file was a docx file, and then the file was created in Microsoft Office. So I went ahead and created an empty docx file in Microsoft Office for the purpose of this video here, and accompanied along with the Lockbit version of the file. So I'm going to show you now how to go about this. Also, just a side note that you're going to want to, if possible, make sure you're using the same version of software that was used to create the initial version of the file that got encrypted, instead of like a third-party tool. Like if you were, I don't know if it would work if you were to go to create a doc file in Google Drive and then download it converts it to a docx, but I'm not necessarily sure that would work if you were to use that against a file that was created in Microsoft Office. So anyway, here we go. We have this Lockbit file that was encrypted. It gives it a .lockbit whatever the original extension was. So here we have .lockbit.docx. And the thing about Lockbit 2.0 is it only encrypts the header of the file, and then it also inserts a chunk of encrypted data at the bottom of the file. So that we're a little bit lucky with that, and that's why I think maybe they made Lockbit 3.0 because they realized that not enough data was encrypted, and maybe some people were able to restore the files. And hopefully you have Lockbit 2.0 and you're able to use this method to restore some files. There's no guarantee on this. Some smaller files, obviously, that don't have as big a header, this might not work with. You might be able to still use an empty file and recover some portions of it. Maybe hopefully that if it's a smaller file, the data you're looking for is at the end of the file or after the header. After the first 4096 bits is actually the header, its address. This address 000000 to address 1000. Or address, not 1000, but the ending address is FFFF, so it's right before the address 1000. So we'll take a look here and I'll show you what I mean by that. If we take a look at this empty file that I created, you'll see here we have this, and you can actually see in this file that we have some readable text in here, not all of it. This looks encrypted, it's not. It does mean something to the readers that read docx files. So if we take a look here and we go down on this encrypted file to, like I said, down to address 1000, so we will keep going. We're there right here. So address FFF is, I think I said FFFF before, sorry, it's FFF is the last bit that is going to be encrypted, so this ending bit here. So in order to get a working version of the Lockbit file, what we want to do is take that header that we can get from this empty file and replace the header on this encrypted file. So what we do here, I'm using a hex editor called HXD. There's obviously a lot of different binary and hex editors that you can get on Windows. This is one that I've just kind of been using. I'm used to it. If you have one that you're used to, then by all means just use the one that's your favorite. So what we're going to do here is we start off at that top address, and then we go down to the 1000, the address 1000, like we saw in the last one. We just want to get down to FFF. So we want to take it down to this last bit here. And so now we select all that. We want to make sure we've got everything selected, and we do. All right, and then we copy that, all that data there. Then we come back over here to our encrypted file, and we start up here at the top, and we go down to address 1000, just like we did before, actually FFF, and then we select all of those bits just like we did on the prior one. Scroll up, make sure that we have that same everything selected. Sometimes these hex editors can like leave out a bit when you select one, so it's always good to scroll back through, make sure you got everything. So then what we're gonna do is make sure we copied this again, and then we want to go up here and we want to go to edit, and we want to say paste right. And what the paste right does is it will overwrite these bits with the data that we have in our clipboard. So there we go, and it will show you here now that all of this is change data, everything in red, and just double check we're going down to the right address range. Cool, yep, that looks good. Alright, and then the last thing that the virus does is it also adds data to the last 32 rows of the corresponding addresses down here. If you have it in a 16-bit view, it's set to that by default, but basically there's 16 addresses in each row and 32. You can actually even tell that this is just a chunk of encrypted data. If we compare it to this empty file and we go down here to the bottom, you can see that there's readable stuff there as well. So what we can do is these last 32 bits is we can go ahead and we should just be able to delete them. That's what I've been able to do with the other ones that I've worked with. So we just say delete, and it says it's going to change the file size. You say yes, and what I like to do is just save this off as another file. We'll just call this, let's see, go ahead and remove the extension, and we'll just put a dash fixed extension on there. And now if all that worked okay, we should be able to go back over here. I have this working folder, and I have this fixed file that I just saved that other edited file off to, and look, it opened up, so that worked. So anyway, hopefully that works for you. Like I said, if you have Lockbit 2.0, it should. There are some smaller files that I was looking at, like I said, where there was actual data in that address range for the first 1,000 rows that wasn't necessarily header data. So, but that was an old school, just regular XLS file. But you may be able to take that same method and find another XLS file and just overwrite that header still, and you might lose some of the initial data in the beginning of the file, but be able to read some of the data in the end of the file, and hopefully you'll get lucky and that's the data you were looking for. But anyway, it's worth a try. I was able to restore some QuickBooks databases for a client I was working with, and some doc files. So hopefully you can use this method and recover some files if you have been a victim of the Lockbit ransomware. If you have any questions or comments, just feel free to leave comments below, and I'll try to contact any of you that need help or any assistance. So anyway, good luck, and hope this helps. Thank you for checking out Lightning Peak.